Wow. All right. You ready?
All right.
Hey everybody, this is Lance Christmas.
And Karen Sircone.
And we have a special guest today.
Kathy Tate from MBH Settlement Group.
And we are off the wall on Wednesdays. And we have our special guest, music, Michael Jackson. So today we, actually, let me back up. Kathy's our first guest on the wall, so welcome.
Welcome.
And congratulations for being our first.
I am super excited. And you're welcome, everybody, because they're going to have all the kinks worked out after this.
So,
she's been putting up with us.
Yeah, so we were, we were talking offline, just some of the things about, when you write a contract, what are some of the steps that take place? So, Karen, what's the first thing you do when you ratify a contract?
Well, once I ratify the contract and once I congratulate my client,
high five.
Then high five. I take that contract and I send it straight to the title company.
The title company.
Yep.
And we take that contract and sometimes the earnest money deposit. We're seeing a big up on MBH holding the earnest money deposit. So that's not a problem at all. You let us know. We'll let you know how to get it to us. But as soon as we get the contract, we open it up and we start working on it. We welcome the buyers, the sellers, the agents. We get together with the lender, let them know that we're the ones that are doing the closing, and that's when everything gets started, and we order the title work. Always the most important thing.
What is title work?
The title work is what tells us if the property that the buyer is purchasing is free and clear.
Okay.
From any interest in the property to judgments, liens, outstanding deeds of trust, anything that could have a cloud on the title. That's what we're looking for.
Okay.
Well, we're not looking for it. We don't want it, but that's what we're finding.
But you hope that if there is one that they find it, because you find ones that have been missed before, right?
Oh, definitely. That have gone through a couple purchases and sales, and then we get it.
Gosh.
And I don't even understand. But we're not going to closing unless we clear that up for our buyers.
Right. So what I consider, Kathy, is my boots on the ground for making our transaction smooth. Right. And she told me when we did a recent transaction that had title issues, and thank you for clearing that up, is let me stress for you. And I love that she said that because I knew my transaction was in good hands and things worked out, which they did. So don't share my story, but tell us a crazy story of some title searches you had to do.
I mean, we definitely have a lot of judgments that are out there that we have to clear up, and the biggest one is there was one that closed in Woodbridge, Virginia, and back in the 90s, it was purchased by a couple. And then in 2002, it was only sold out by the husband, meaning the wife never sold her interest or assigned her interest out in the property. So here we get the title, and the buyers or the sellers at this point now are extremely stressed out. They're buying a home, it's a back-to-back closing, and I have to tell them that there's another interest in the property. It was a long time ago, so I was really worried this lady would not be alive anymore. She was in her 80s, but we tracked her down just like investigators do.
Cagney and Lacey?
Just like Cagney and Lacey. It was awesome, and we found her in Hawaii. And we got her to sign her interest out. So that was a big kudos to everybody in our office to make that happen. And the buyer and the sellers, everybody was overjoyed.
That's a lot of investigating. Yeah. And because it amazes me that that property could have been sold and both people never signed the contract. I don't understand how that happened.
How it happened.
And she apparently didn't even know.
Right, she didn't even
about
know
this
she
property.
owned the property because her husband had purchased it without her knowing. It was a cash purchase, and whether he signed something for her or not, but she had no idea that she was an owner of that property.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
funny.
And then it got even crazy. The personal, the interesting side of title is the personal stories, and her husband apparently was a narcissist, pretty crazy, and in the end she wasn't surprised that he had done this.
Wow.
It's so interesting. Sometimes I wonder if people really believe us when we tell some of the crazy things.
we could write a book on some of the stuff we've been through.
I think they think you're just saying that so that I'll,
That's why I tell you, what you see on HGTV is far-fetched from what we go through.
Yeah. It's not reality. But because, how far back do you search?
60 years. So we always, whether it's for a purchase or for refinance, we care enough about making sure the title is clear that we go back 60 years on every single one of our files.
Wow. Holy cow.
A lot can happen in 60 years.
Definitely.
Do you mind if I mention any of your staff by name?
Not at all.
All right.
Yep.
So I was talking with Michelle the other day, and she had told me, and I shared this with my mom, she did a title search and found out that Muhammad Ali owned a lot of property in this area.
Really?
Yeah, I was so freaking amazed.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So Michelle, she was a title examiner, so she was the one who used to go back 60 years and do title work, and then she shared that with Lance.
Yeah. So,
that's very interesting.
So whoever didn't know that, I didn't know that Muhammad Ali owned a whole bunch of property here.
Yeah.
So
I wonder why. His family's not
I have no clue.
here, are they?
We're going to investigate. We're going to find out.
Keep looking.
Layla Ali, if you have any knowledge on that, give me a call.
Facebook.
Coach22407 is my Instagram. I am a Layla Ali fan, just so you know.
That is so funny. So how about title insurance? Because I know now it's not something that you have to do, but
it's something you want to do.
Thank you.
You definitely want to purchase that title insurance. And I go over this at closing, and I go, look, yes, we went back 60 years. We would not be closing if we didn't believe the title was free and clear. But there's always room for human error. If there's something misindexed, if there's something we don't know about. I know I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I purchased a property and I didn't buy owner's title insurance. So it is very important, and if you ever have buyers that are wondering, why am I spending this extra money, you give them my phone number, and I will call and go over it with them. No, they don't have to do it, but
it will last them for life, right? So if that property is sold later, years down the road, but then somebody comes back and says, well, wait a minute, when you purchased it,
that's right,
you'll be okay.
Yeah,
right.
It protects you till death,
right.
And every new buyer has to buy their own title insurance. So.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I do know. I think I shared this with you offline. The lady that closed from New York, she had told me. People always have a way to brighten up a room. It's either when you show up or when you leave. And she said you definitely brightened up the room when you popped in. So
I love to hear that.
It was a joyous experience for her.
I love the closings.
Nice.
It's a celebration, whether you're selling or buying, and it needs to reflect that. And I think that's how I reflected at closing. So that's wonderful.
That's awesome.
That's fun. It is a celebration.
I'm excited. You were our first.
You're welcome. Again,
thank you so much.
It
for
was
coming.
wonderful. This has been wonderful.
I'd love to have you on again and talk about some other things.
We could just tell stories.
I tell you one thing. I think we should. I would love to come back and talk about VA assumptions. It's coming.
All right.
With the interest rates rising, I have been working very hard with a lender on a class. I have a class.
Right.
I think it's going to be cutting edge, and I would love to come back and talk about it.
Interesting.
I'm down. Especially being a veteran myself, I'm down.
We do a lot of VA loans.
Yes, and those interest rates are climbing, and
a
there's
lot of
a
VA
lot of current owners that have 3.25 interest rates. It's
nice.
Yes, I'm coming back.
And we are MRP too. What's that mean?
Military Relocation Program.
Professionals.
Professional.
So I didn't know what it was. She had to remind me what it was. But anyway, that's our show for today. We appreciate you guys watching us. And if you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, just reply below. Definitely anything for Kathy, please hit her up directly. You can reply below. She'll get back with you on any title questions, things like that. So thanks for watching.
Thank you. Have a great week.